Okay, I just wanted to weigh in on the Hong Kong situation going on. If you don't know what's going on, it's, I suggest you also looking up on a map. I had to. So Hong Kong is pretty much separate, not only physically, but culturally. They have a different economic system. They have different police uniforms. They have different. They travel on different sides of the streets. There's so many things that are very different. So when I've talked to people from Hong Kong, they'll talk about. A lot of this spurred out from a person who was supposed to be, there was a crime committed, then he was supposed to be sent to China. But I said, wait a second, sent to China? If Hong Kong's part of China, how can he be sent to China if he's already there? There is a social, mental separation already. That like, oh, he was sent to China. What they're saying is mainland China. It's the same place. I, for the longest time, thought it was separate. I blame my public school upbringing for that one. But I have a lot of people I talk to are from Hong Kong and some are from China. And obviously the people in China see Hong Kong as part of China. The people in Hong Kong see themselves as separate. Now I saw this today on, I think it was an article, I don't know if it was Vox or Newsweek, don't quote me on that one. But one of the NBA Rockets, I'm going to get this wrong. I don't watch sports. Sorry, I don't care. I don't know which goddamn Turpin, Dolphin, or freaking Frog or whatever team won last week because they threw an extra basket. I don't know. I don't care. It's not my thing. Although I do tend to like the Olympics and the Super Bowl. Now, enough said about that. So the NBA owner or coach, he tweets out about how he had support for the protesters in Hong Kong right now. And there was some pushback from the NBA. I'm like, wait a second. Over here, you've got players protesting things, and that's okay, and you support them. I mean, there was some pushback too, and over here you don't. For a clearly authoritarian regime like China. Clearly. Is there a debate about that? Okay. You like how China's running things? And I knew it was going to happen. I knew somebody was going to get shot or killed in Hong Kong, and it happened. And now, of course, what is the Chinese government doing? They're sitting down and talking to the protesters like you would, and trying to figure out their wants and the things that they need to take care of this in a more peaceful, amicable manner, right? No! Fuck no, they're not. They sent in more troops. Now they put a ban on masks. Don't sit around and say America's so horrible. We don't ban masks at the Antifa protests. We don't do that. We don't ban masks all we do stupid movie openings because people are paranoid. But China is going nuts, and it's going to be a problem. You've got a highly corrupt government spurred on by years and years of communist rule. And they've got a lot of threatening economic aspects that we're finally dealing with. And they don't like that. I like that. I like that they don't like that. And if you look at how they're dealing with Hong Kong, that's exactly how they'll deal with anybody else. They're not a peaceful, merciful, let's listen to the lesser, to the underdog type of government. They are going in with shock troops and they're stirring stuff up. Now, maybe they have a responsibility to do that, to maintain peace and order. I get that side too. I think there's a lot more to the story though. And I think that China has shown that they don't really sit down and talk and discuss things. They tell you what to do, and that's just the way it is. And I think that Hong Kong, many people in Hong Kong resent that and don't want that anymore. So they're striving for a revolution. I mean, isn't that what the left always pushes for, the revolutionaries? The Che Guevaras, the Castros, the people who've done some quite horrendous things in the name of freedom. And that's arguable. Those discussions can be made as well. But right now we're living in a time when it's actually happening. And I think this does back up the fact that we shouldn't be so kind to China when it comes to imports and exports. But we should be very cautious, overly cautious. But anyways, that's my 2 cents about Hong Kong. I just wanted to throw that in there. And you should keep an eye on it. If you're from if you're, most of them watching this are going to be from America, but there's a big world, and a lot of times we're very interconnected. And most people that I know from China, I'd say all of them, and Hong Kong, all speak English, and they do so for a reason. So think of that. Think about that. Okay? That's everything.